Welcome to Your Best Day Ever. I'm Ed Othio. So glad you could join us. So glad you chose. You made a decision, a good decision to tune in. And hopefully by tuning in, you're going to turn on to new possibilities in your life. Well, it was 40 years ago this month that I had one of the most incredible nights of my life. Besides my honeymoon, and besides the birth of our 4 daughters, and before the birth of our 6 grandkids, and number 7 coming along soon, and beside the night I was ordained as a pastor, it was a night that I spent with this incredible machine that had made its debut that month, or this month, 40 years ago. Started with an ad during the Super Bowl, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks. And it was an incredible ad. No one had seen anything like it before, and it was pretty prophetic of the machine they were debuting because no one had seen anything like it before. In case you haven't figured out, it was the Apple Macintosh computer that debuted with that ad during the Super Bowl. And the machine was this beige sort of box with a little monochrome screen, but it had something that computers didn't have up to that point. It had a mouse, had a keyboard, clunky keyboard, mouse, and it had 128K memory. And all for the low price of $3,600 in 1984 dollars. Needless to say, this pastor could not afford it, but Apple also had the ingenious idea called Test Drive a Mac Tonight. You'd go to a store that sold the Mac, and we were living in Edinburgh, Texas at the time. And so I found out there were some Macs at a store in McAllen, which is the big city right next door. So if you would leave a credit card number with them, you could take the Macintosh home and test drive it. Now, prior to this, my only experience with personal computers was what was called a TRS-80, that my friends called the Trash 80 by Radio Shack. Kids, go ask your parents what Radio Shack was. And it was a funky machine. It was not even mine. It belonged to one of the nuns in the building in which I officed. And I read up on it and figured out how to use it. And so I was able to teach her how to use that computer. And the other dream computer that I had in mind was the K Pro. This looked like a sewing machine where you'd open it at the bottom. It was in an upright case. You lay it on its side. You pull down the bottom, and that became the keyboard. And there again was a little monochrome screen that you could use. And that was the first portable computer, I think. It only weighed 100,000 pounds. But again, that was also out of my range. But back to the Macintosh. It was incredible. It came with Mac Paint, came with some other programs, word processing programs, kind of a spreadsheet program. But I just had fun with the painting program, looking at things on the screen that the Trash 80 or the K Pro could not do. And it was incredible. And friends, this was the result of 2 friends working together in a garage, trying to come up with a solution for the needs of the American public, and that is to have a computer at their fingertips. And that was the beginning of a complete change in the way people did all things. If you carry around a smartphone, that was one of the byproducts of the Macintosh, directly or indirectly. We don't want to argue that. But it calls to mind that anything is possible. Anything and everything is possible. If you set your heart and mind to it, if you don't give up on your dreams, if you work hard, if you're willing to sacrifice time and energy in trying to do that which you know would benefit you and benefit others. Let me know in the comments below. Did you ever test drive a Macintosh? Do you know what a Macintosh is even now? And are you aware that most of the programs on all computers are based on that simple idea that the Mac had? What you see is what you get. So friend, make this your best day ever by deciding that that which God has placed in your heart maybe is worthwhile. Maybe you can do it. Maybe you're the one to come through with whatever it is that you know needs to happen. And then, my friend, you will have the best day ever. Stay sweet, stay strong. Please know I love you. I thank God for you. And I pray the Lord bless you and keep you now and always. Adios.